In this edition of Motoring Northwest, we take a look at Skoda's new Octavia 4x4, the Czech that's guaranteed not to bounce.
Right, pay attention. I'm now going to introduce you to what is one of the world's most omnipresent vehicles, namely the Skoda Octavia. And by virtue of the fact wherever you go you'll find one, tells you quite a few things. A, they're reliable, B, they're sensibly priced, C, they're easy to maintain, and D, they don't cost a fortune. Now, latest specification. Here we are on board the SE Estate 4x4. New simplified lines, wide grille, squared off lights, clean elegant lines, and one of the best rear end treatments you'll find on an estate car currently available. It just looks good. No matter from what angle you view this car externally, it looks right. Inside, it's comfortable, spacious, the interior is full of soft touch surfaces, and in the case of this one we've got a nice leather steering wheel and leather gear lever knob. It's just a pleasant environment to be in. New clear dashboard, simplified controls. What is unusual is more of the readouts are now controlled from the infotainment and sat-nav screen, which is nice and big, but you've got to learn your way around it to start with. That also controls the car's driving modes. You've got Sport, Normal and Eco that we're running in at the moment. Eco just backs everything off a bit. It backs off a bit of throttle response, backs off the air conditioning just a touch, and makes the car just a lot kinder theoretically to the environment and to your wallet. It also has the stop-start function at the traffic lights, which means it conks out until you dump the clutch back down. Beneath the bonnet, you've the latest specification, 150 horsepower, 2 litre TDI 4-cylinder turbo diesel. It's smooth, refined, responsive, willing, and mated to the 6-speed gearbox, which is nice and slick and easy to use, will give you at least 55 to the gallon. And when it's got a few thousand miles on it, as a rule just over 10, you'll find it will exceed its factory consumption figures by quite a healthy degree. I've always said that Volkswagen's 2 litre TDI engine, mid-brake horsepower, which this is more or less, is one of the most economical, driver-friendly, car-friendly, environmentally friendly engines you will ever drive. It is never stressed. There's always a bit more there if you need it, and that's one of the great things about this engine and this car. No matter what you're doing with it, there's always that little bit extra. The 4x4 system is fully automated, which means apart from the badge on the tailgate and the 4x4 logo on the top of the gear lever, the 4x4 is left to the car. You don't need to worry about it. The only thing you need to do is just drive the car. Okay, this has a 15mm ride height increase, which gives it a little bit more ability when going off-road, rough tracks, etc. If you want to off-road an Octavia Estate, you need the one up on this, which is the Scout, which is more or less the same car, it's just got some extra body moulding on it and an increased ride height. Performance-wise, you have, for what is in England, home of the ever-present speed camera, 132 miles an hour flat out, which means if you want to go and enjoy that, could I suggest you disappear to dear old Deutschland. 0 to 62 is achieved in 8.7 seconds. Effortless, might I also add. There is no drama, no nothing in getting this car to do anything. If I had a slight criticism, it's the power steering. Skoda have been very kind and lightened up the power steering. To my mind, and for me personally, it's just that little bit too light. Plenty of feedback, does everything you want it to, makes it very manoeuvrable in tight situations, in town, anything like that. But for general use, I prefer it that little bit heavier. Excellent visibility. The car has very neutral handling. There's no vices. And as I said, with the automated 4x4 system, you don't have to actually put any effort in should the snow come down or anything like that. It's just a really nice car. If you've never driven one of Skoda's Octavias, if you don't do anything else, go and try one. Once you've tried an Octavia, especially this one, you'll realise why they are as popular as they are. If I had another concern, it's that when you look at the new styling of the Octavia, you can definitely tell the Volkswagen influence, which is not surprising since they're part of the Volkswagen group. What I wouldn't like to see is Skoda go too far down the Volkswagen look-alike path. Skoda are a very historic brand. Okay, during the communist era, they weren't exactly marvellous. They were the butt of all jokes. Actually though, some of them, the Estelles, were actually quite good cars and they're very, very successful rally cars. What I would like to see Skoda maintain its degree of individuality to make sure that what is now a very, very successful brand, especially over in Europe, is maintain how well it's doing, and the fact that people buy a Skoda because in certain instances it's how it looks. It doesn't look like a Volkswagen or a Seat or an Audi or anything else within the group. It looks like a Skoda, and that's how it needs to stay.